You back with your girls, Meesa and Meah from you already know it's M&M Live Radio. And listen, it's also February here on the show where we have a new male guest each week all month long. And we have our next February guest with us right here, right now.
Yes, that's right, Meesa. I am so excited about our special guest. They are a dynamic duo with a talent that is so evident. Let me tell you, their music has a vibe that is so strong and contagious that it's only a matter of time until the world knows about their name. They are on our list of artists to watch in 2021. And listen, we're going to talk to this fresh talent right here, right now. We want to welcome Indie West music group artist LUNDI to the show. Manny, Jacob, how are you guys?
Good. How you guys doing?
Listen, we're good. Listen, I'm so excited to have you guys. Welcome to the show. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to hang out with us here on M&M Live Radio.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having us.
Oh, man. Yes, absolutely. We love it. Now let's start from the beginning.
Let's go ahead and start.
Let's start at start. Okay, now, Manny, how did you both get your start in music and grow into becoming the group that we now know as LUNDI?
Well, I would say as far as music, we always grew up in a musical home. I would say we actually didn't really start like performing in front of people. I wouldn't even say performing, but it all started in the church. So we just started leading worship for our youth group. And I picked up a guitar. Jacob, he hopped on drums, and we just did that for years. Like, we cultivated our musical gifts within the church. So, but we always had a passion for not just like Christian music or worship music, but just like all types of music, like R&B, soul, all types of stuff, rap. And so that's kind of where it started. And then, we started playing like local gigs around town and stuff like that. And because we just wanted an outlet outside of the church. We wanted just a more artistic, expressive outlet of our music. And so we just started performing locally. And a lot of people were asking us like, hey, you guys have like any like originals? We're like, we don't. But they kept asking us that question. So we went ahead and just like, so you know what, we're just going to actually, take some time and like make something. And so that's when Drama Queen, our first song ever, that was like produced and like mixed all just from us. We had no idea what we were doing. No idea what we were doing. But right now it's at 82,000 streams, 83,000 streams. And that's just like a rough mix, but like people were just vibing to it and stuff like that. And so, anyways, that's kind of how it all started.
Oh, man. And I love that you even tapped into, when you guys were growing up and talking about, how you were starting off in music and performing. Now, were you guys the types that were kind of growing up in a household where your mama and your daddy had y'all wearing the same outfits and y'all was performing, action?
No.
What? No, are you serious?
Well, listen, we ain't even a music group and our parents did that to us. So it's good to know that somebody didn't get that side of like the parenthood, I guess.
Oh, man. Yeah. That's crazy. No, okay. So I have to bring everyone up to speed. Okay. Because it seems like this is a moment where we see two families kind of like come together, if you will. Of course, everyone knows that, your girls, M&M, we are sisters, but also you guys have, the last name, the group name being LUNDI, which is your last name. You also are siblings as well. But, you've watched each other literally grow up from, being little ones all the way to being, grown men. I want to ask you, Jacob, in particular, what is it like working with family? Because it's one thing that you work with family in different industries and groups and whatnot. But
Manny's like, "Hey, man, don't watch what you say, bro."
but I really want to know, what is it like being a group in which you guys are brothers?
Yeah, it's awesome. Like, I don't understand how you can like be friends and make music with your friends, because I feel like that would be hard personally. I know a lot of people do it, but I feel like, there'd be times whenever everyone has so many different opinions, like nothing would get done. But like, I guess when you're family, you're not embarrassed to tell your sibling, hey, that doesn't really sound okay. Can we try this? Like, I wouldn't mind making music with my friends. I do that. But also, like, I'm afraid of offending them. Like, if I say something, are they gonna like stop wanting to make music with me? So working with him, it's been awesome. We bump heads sometimes, but it's for the betterment of the song.
Yeah.
And it's just, when I look back at it, I'm like, man, like there's no one else I'd rather make music with.
Oh, love it.
Shit.
Oh, we love that. Cue the bro hug. That's awesome. But for real, I love that because that's one of the things that gravitated to me about you guys, the fact that you are brothers, because we get asked that all the time. They're like, is it hard? Like, do you guys argue? And don't get me wrong, like, you're siblings. So it's only a matter of time. Like, it's natural for y'all to argue because it's our family.
Right.
But honestly, like, I guess here's our sappy sister moment. I wouldn't want to do this with nobody else. You know what I'm saying?
It wouldn't even sound right.
It's like she's the yin to my yang. And even for you guys, I can only imagine that you guys have a certain synergy that makes it work that it wouldn't work with anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the brotherhood only makes the music stronger, the bond stronger. And I think that's even what's going to take you guys further in your careers.
I mean, let me tell you something. That LUNDI sound, you can tell when it's a LUNDI song.
Exactly. And that's what we love it. So I want to say this. So I got to tell you guys how I stumbled upon y'all. So I was on M&M Live Radio's Instagram, and I was just kind of like, how like the Instagram stories at the top, I was trying to click somebody's stories, but sometimes like the lives pop up in place of it. So I accidentally clicked on V's live, and I was okay, let me see what V is talking about. And then so she's talking about this label that she's starting, and I'm like instantly intrigued because we're in quarantine right now, so people are getting really, really creative with their time and things like that. I feel like for V, it just makes sense for her to create a label because she's so talented.
Right.
So she's talking about the label, and then she says, I got my signs I'm about to bring up right now. And I'm like on the edge of my seat. I'm like, yo, like this is insane. And you guys come on, and you guys are talking about your story. You're answering questions and everything. And you're talking about like, everything you just mentioned now about you guys, like, starting out in music and everything. And then you were talking about, I think either that weekend or the weekend after was when For Me was going to drop you guys' next single. And let me tell you, I was literally like on the edge of my seat. I'm like, okay, I really want to hear what these guys got going on. And let me tell y'all, For Me dropped, and I'm probably responsible for half of y'all streams, being honest with y'all. I love that song. One reason why I was so excited. I was telling Meesa I was writing so hard for y'all was because the talent is so there. You know what I'm saying? And it's so evident. And I just know that the potential is there. So I just know it's a matter of time for you guys to take off. But even also, I was admiring the fact that V saw that talent and then took y'all under her wing because she's so talented within herself. So what is that like? One, being signed with Indie West Music Group and being a part of that movement, but also having V in your corner as a cheerleader, a supporter, and an overall confidant.
Yeah, it's totally a God thing how we just even got connected with V. Like we literally like grew up like listening to her. Our sisters and our mom, they like kind of just put us on. They just have like always had her playing in the house, and then we totally vibed to her music. And then I don't know exactly how it happened, but like
we literally like we were praying and we were like, okay, we're from a small town, Abilene, Texas, and we were like, God, we don't know how we're going to connect it to the Christian industry or just the music industry in general.
The right people.
And literally, we were like playing her new album that week too. Just listening to it. Yeah. And then a week after that, she just found us on Instagram.
It's crazy.
Wow.
Crazy. We just,
created a friendship. And then she would come down sometimes just to hang out with us.
Yeah. And so, just pour into us a little bit and just kind of give us the vision on what her label was and like what she wanted to do with it. Yeah. And so it's a different kind of label to in the fact to which it's like we're independent. We're still very much independent. But what her goal is to get basically just hardworking, driven artists who can basically create their own content, like videos and like all this type of stuff. Like they have to be hardworking. Like she's not gonna be one to like handhold you because she's also an artist too. She's also making projects as well. And so it's just giving us more of a drive to like be creative, but also just keep being hungry and like and growing in other ways, like finding other resources to like for photography or like finding people who can shoot video for us and stuff like that. But also like growing in our gifts of like music production and stuff like that. So she's always there to give us tips and stuff like that. But it's just been amazing just being under her name. And
it's been a dream come true.
It's been a dream come true. Yeah, it's crazy. This like since we've got signed under V, like I have people on my phone that I never thought I would have on my phone. Like crazy. So it's been a total God thing. 100%.
That's good. That's good. Now, shout out to V. Shout out to our sis V. Because I mean, when I tell you, when we first met her, it was always love.
Always love.
It was always, really, really genuine. We've had her on the show, I want to say a couple of times and whatnot. So even for her to even see the talent in you guys and for y'all to be genuine, her to be genuine, and for this mutually beneficial relationship to be mutually beneficial. I'm so happy for you guys.
I think it even takes a special person to not only take pride in their career, but take pride in someone else's.
Oh, yes.
You know what I'm saying? To be able to share their resources where everyone's kind of like wants to keep everything like, tight to their chest, but someone to be like, no, let me help you and send out a lending hand. So huge shout out to V. She's so dope for doing that.
And one thing that stood out to me, about you guys when V was talking about you guys was how hard workers you guys truly are when it comes to making your music and investing yourself when it comes to your sound sonically. You mentioned earlier that you guys do so much. You guys write, you guys produce, you do your own graphics, you mix and master, you do so much, and the list goes on and on. But, and I'm glad that you guys have even mentioned that the fact that you guys do all these different things. But, you guys did all of these different things and contributed so much into your career way before you even got signed. And I feel like most issues that a lot of independent artists do face is not being, multifaceted in the industry. So my question to you, Manny, how important do you think it is for artists to be really knowledgeable in the roles of, mastering and mixing and writing and producing and all these different types of things?
Oh, very, very important. Because only you know what you want your sound to sound like, you know what I'm saying? So you can pass that on to any producer and they can do their best to kind of, emulate your references that you send to them and all that, but only you know exactly how you want it to be. So I would say to any like up and coming artist that's listening, like get on YouTube University, like literally like
amen.
That's good.
Like literally just keep pouring into yourself, like just keep growing, stay hungry, and just literally like just keep being driven, because mixing and mastering, that's something that's can like always make or break a song, always. So like know kind of the direction that you want to go for your sound and all that. Try to learn that, try to emulate that the best you can yourself, to where eventually you can just do it all by yourself. Just do it all by yourself, like, you know what I'm saying? So that way you don't have to really rely on anyone else trying to get inside your head to know what you want. So
no, I feel that 100%, because I remember when we first started out we started out on radio before we did podcasts. And then there was a point in time when like one of our mentors was saying like, you guys need to also know how to work the audio board. And we were like, no, like with the personalities, like we need to learn that. But he was like, you need to be knowing if some rando who doesn't know how your show sounds, you can tell them how to operate your show. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's so great for you to be able to be so knowledgeable and willing to learn. Meesa always has this saying, she says it's a forever student, and it's good to be a forever student, ready to learn all those tasks and things like that. So therefore it's kind of like there's nothing that you don't know. So therefore, if you ever lack those resources, it's like, okay, well, I at least know this from this YouTube video. You know what I'm saying? So it's super dope. Listen, you guys, your girls M&M are having February. We're having a male guest each week all month long. And listen, we got Indie West music group artist LUNDI here on the show. So listen, really quick, we got to talk about your latest song. It's a collaboration with you and St. James. The song is called Wages. Jacob, talk to us a little bit about the inspiration behind the song and what it was like collaborating with St. James on this one.
Well, with COVID going on, we never actually met St. James in person yet.
We have,
but he did reach out to us a couple weeks ago, and he showed us a snippet of the song. We were like, yo, we got to get on this. Like, So the song is basically just about, like we didn't have that much growing up, but we knew what we wanted. And so we just went after it, and eventually we got it, and so now we're just trying to bring our friends on and just encourage them as well. If this is something they want to do. And so when he sent us the song, we wrote it in one day, I think one day, because it was just, we came from that. So it was so easy to make lyrics to it. It was so easy to, just to vibe to it. And he mixed and mastered it himself. And
he's an amazing producer.
Amazing producer. And so we love that song. Like, we're not trying to sound biased, but like he did so good. Like, he's such a talented singer. And he's really good with melodies as well.
And he's just a very strong all around artist. And so it was just easy to jump on that track. It really was. Like, honestly, I would say he did most of the heavy lifting. And we were just grateful that he, wanted to reach out to us and have us hop on. So
Man, that song goes crazy.
Yeah, and I think it's crazy because with you guys saying that you guys haven't met him, you know what I'm saying? Because of course, like, COVID and everything, and of course, like, everyone has to get creative with how they're trying to collab and things like that. But the fact that like everything went by so smoothly and the vibe is definitely there, that's super dope. I love that.
Now, we know you guys have been creating music since the beginning of time. I mean, you guys have known each other since birth. Literally, we can talk about it like for real. But it seems like within such a short amount of time, you've received so much love and support for your music. It's just been absolutely insane. Like articles have been written about you guys, the growth of your support with fans. And one in particular really stood out to me. And I thought that this was super, super dope. Senior pastor of Transformation Church, Pastor Mike Todd, amongst so many others. We saw him bop into the joint. And I mean, honestly, literally, because we are part of Transformation Nation, we were going absolutely crazy too. But what do you want for your music to contribute to the music industry as a whole?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I think so. This is probably just, I don't know, just you hear a lot of artists trying to do this, especially those who are Christian. But we want to try to create this bridge in between both, the faith-based community and also like just mainstream as well. And that's
absolutely.
And so we have a whole lot of inspirational artists that we listen to from both sides. Like V.Rose, Lecrae, Andy Mineo, on the Christian side, and then you also have like Bryson Tiller, Party Next Door, what I'm saying, Drake, like those guys. It's just been something that we've just been trying to like still figure out as we go along. But like kind of merging both of those audiences together without compromising who we are, our lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? And so I guess that's really just the vision of our music. We just want to share it to everyone, to everyone. And in doing that, also when the opportunity arises, like also sharing our story, sharing our faith, you know what I'm saying? And so without like shoving it down anyone's throat, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather have someone be just intrigued on just how the light that's inside of us as we walk into a room or as we, show up to a show or something like that. And then just asking like, what is it about you? And then literally that's the gateway right there to introduce them to Christ. And so it's being in between both worlds, not lukewarm, but being like Jehovah's sneaky, as what people say, you know what I'm saying?
No, but it's like bridging the gap between the two. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I feel like Manny, you said it so perfectly. It's the fact that you can do without shoving it down somebody's throat. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the fact that it's just like it's gonna shine through you. You know what I'm saying? Like and how you treat people and how hardworking you are, and just like your morals, your values, everything like that. Like that's gonna shine through the both of you, regardless. But people will literally be like, "Yo, it's like it's besides the music, it's something about them as individuals." And that's gonna shine through immediately. So. I definitely believe everything you're saying when you say that you guys can do that, because I feel like you're doing it right now. And what people fail to realize is that you doing that will bring more people into the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's so dope about it.
Let me tell y'all are on your way. And ladies and gentlemen, please make sure that you keep your eyes open for LUNDI, because they are coming for you. They are coming for you, and they're coming super, super quick. But brothers, LUNDI, listen, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us on here on M&M Live Radio. But before you go, give us your social media so that we can stay connected with you.
Okay. Yeah, you can follow us on Instagram at We Are LUNDI. That's LUNDI, LUNDI. We also have Facebook, but we're not really on there, but we have it.
Right. We feel you. We feel you.
Yeah. And just follow us on Spotify as well. Once you go to our Instagram account, you can just hit the link in our bio. It'll direct you to all the little platforms that we have our music on. And just support your voice,
Listen, make sure you guys are definitely following LUNDI on all social media. And listen, guys, go check out their music. They have a collab with St. James called Wages. And also check out one of my personal favorites. It's called For Me. And they're on all streaming platforms.
I already told the boys that before we even got on the interview, they wrote For Me for me.
Talk about it.
They wrote it for me. Listen, Jacob, Manny, we're so excited about you guys. Seriously, from the bottom of our hearts. We know you guys are just in a matter of time going to pop off and just go absolutely crazy and have such a promising career ahead of you guys. But thank you again for being on the show, and just know that you've always got our support. Okay.
Thank y'all so
Thanks
much.
Of course, always. We'll talk to you guys soon. Now, to all of our listeners out there, make sure you keep it where you got it, because we're about to hear that new and that latest LUNDI right here, right now.
That's right. Here's their latest collab with St. James that we've been talking about. This is Wages by LUNDI. Listen, vibe to this one, and we'll be right back. You're listening to, you already know,
it's M&M Live Radio.
They say I'm working too hard, but I'm trying to see my people eat though. They say I'm stressing too much, but I'm trying to see my people eat though.